Hey, this is Scott, the Mafia video guy, and today I'm going to take a slight departure from what I normally talk about, which is tips and hints and ways that you can better your game, and discuss a topic that's kind of sensitive to the Zynga and Mafia Wars players community. This is a topic that deals with the subject of bookmarklets, and otherwise known as scripts. And if we were to look at Zynga's terms of service, and if you look over here on number 14, except as may be the result of standard search engine or internet browser usage, use or launch, develop or distribute any automated system, including, without limitation, any spider, robot or bot, cheat utility, scraper, or offline reader that accesses the service or use or launch any unauthorized script or software, that's pretty clear that bookmarklets may be illegal. Alright? Some guys go so far as to say that all bookmarklets are cheats. And I would argue that, saying that without the use of bookmarklets, the game is just not playable. Okay? To me personally, I'm not here to make a moral stand. I'm not here to argue. But I am here to play the game, and I'm here to play the game in as much fun, with as much fun as I can. To me, sitting around buying 4,000 Mafia mics is just not fun by hand. And if that's the case, I would rather not play the game than play the game manually. Alright, now I will qualify this and clarify this by stating that to me there's actually four types of scripts. There is auto players, where the game actually is played without your interactivity at all. There's automators, which help do automated tasks such as the Mafia Mike's purchases. There is analyzer programs such as what I'm using, Bookmarklet, which categorizes all of your equipment. And then finally there's a manager type of bookmarklet script, and that's a program like Promote, which is from Bobby Hartrate. And Promote actually puts people in your top Mafia position. Okay, and without these bookmarklets, Zynga really gives us no way to easily or even do some of these tasks. Case in point is the Switch bookmarklet, also from Bobby Hartrate. And while I'm on this, I wanted to showcase a few of these bookmarklet tools that you may run across in the future. Bobby Hartrate's was one of the first bookmarklets that I'm aware of in the Mafia Wars game, and one of their top ones that I've used right from the start is called Switch Profile, and it doesn't work anymore, I don't think. So you'll have to go hunt for another one. It's just called Switch now, in a different one of these different bookmarklet creators. And what it does is if you've played Mafia Wars more than a few days, you've noticed that you can find people in a number of ways. One way is to go through player updates and look at their Mafia Wars profile. However, you really don't know who that person is in their Facebook profile unless you use a program like Switch. When I first started and didn't know my way around the game at all, in fact I still use it, is when somebody beats my butt thoroughly, sometimes I would rather become their friend than try to fight back. Alright, that's just one of my strategies that I've picked up personally over the 6 or 8 months that I've been playing the game. That's how I found a lot of high-level players right from the start. People who would help me out if I got into trouble with some King Kong that came along and just squashed me. I'd go to them and say, hey, look, there's this level 1150 beating my butt every single day, and you're a level 1160. Can you take care of them, or at least teach them a lesson? And sure enough, they jump in and help. Without a bookmarklet like Switch, I wouldn't be able to do that. So to me, it's just not playable without certain bookmarklets, including Switch. I wanted to showcase Vern's Mafia Wars tools next. Vern comes up with a whole bunch of good stuff. I haven't seen him around lately, so hopefully he's okay. But he came up with a whole bunch of different types of bookmarklets that help mostly automate the services like Mafia Mics, confirm all, do jobs, and so forth. Experience Energy is one that I've showcased before, and it shows you how much experience you get of energy per job. Okay, the next one I'd like to show you is Spockholm. Spockholm Mafia Wars Bookmarklets. He is very involved with updating his stuff. As a matter of fact, he's gone through a number of revisions with his recent bookmarklets to include the new Moscow expansion. So it's another one. Here's a good case in point, a good moral dilemma, if you will, is the Attack X bookmarklet. I don't personally use Attack X or Rob X when it was turned on. But these buttons you push the button and it asks you how many times you'd like to attack, and it would go through a routine of however much stamina you'd have. You could go all the way up to that point until you ran out of stamina. To me personally, I kind of look at that as half automation, as if I was not there, and half as an automator and auto player. So I don't use auto players personally. It's just not something that I'd like to do, and I think it does break the spirit of the game personally. Again, I'm not here to judge or to call into question your personal choice. If you'd like to do this is your choice. There are consequences according to Zynga, but I don't know anybody personally who's ever had a problem with having any sanctions on them, getting kicked out of the game or anything from use of bookmarklets. The next one is Easy Night. He's got several good ones. Cache Energy, which I haven't talked about this on previous or recent videos, but I did a long time ago. I'll have to redo these. And ROI, those are his two top ones. And next one is Miller. J Miller's bookmarklets. He's got Grab All Gifts, J Add All, J Mafia Mics, whereas some of the other Mafia Mics auto purchasers do not work. His works. What I'm using bookmarklet, this is through via NSINC, and Big Richie and Mike were the developers of this program, and I have showcased this recently, so you should be well familiar with what I'm using. And these are the last couple here that I have, last three actually. This is what I consider an analyzer, the What I'm Using bookmarklet, because it analyzes what equipment that you take into a fight or robbing scenario, and also on your defense. Same thing with Dirty Martini. They have an item analyzer bookmarklet where you just plug it in, push the button, and it tells you what you're bringing into a fight, and also better ways to manage it. And lastly, I came across one just the other day from a fan from our site that came in and says, hey, try this out. And this is his person. I think his name is Tommy, T-O-M-I. I don't remember his last name, but you must be using Firefox with his particular analyzer. You punch in your profile, copy and paste it into the box here, and click the button. Down at the bottom it says Analyze. It's cut off, I realize, but down at the bottom you click it, and it gives you all kinds of cool information about your particular situation. Okay, well, I just wanted to wrap this up and talk a little bit about bookmarklets, because it is an issue that we all should be a little bit concerned about. Zynga holds the keys. They're the ones who tell us whether or not what we're doing is illegal or legal. I do know on the Zynga community bulletin board that there was some discussion about the topic of bookmarklets, and at that point they did say that they would ban any user from the Zynga forums if they talked about the use of bookmarklets, or if they provided any links. From what I understand, that was only for the Zynga forum, though. I'm not familiar with anybody who's been kicked out of the game for using a bookmarklet. But then again, it is Zynga's rule, and number 14 here again says that any use of a cheat utility or unauthorized script, especially this one here, unauthorized script, to me kind of spells it out. One argument that I will make in closing here is that also on number 14 they say, except as may be the result of standard search engine or internet browser usage. Okay, that to me, I'm using my own interpretation, means that if it's part of my internet browser usage, that it's legal. Now I know you may disagree with that. Some of you may say that, that's trying to toe the line there, Scott, but that's my opinion. And until or unless I get kicked out of the game, I guess that's the way I'm going to interpret it. And the reason I bring this up is because I do use other Bookmarklets. I use Zap Read Page and Zap Read, which have nothing to do with Zynga, and they're also bookmarklets for other things that I do use. They're actually a speed reader assistant programs. And that's part of my standard browser. You can see across the top here that I have all these are now part of my standard browser usage. And I don't think that these are considered cheats in my opinion. These just simply make the game playable. Alright, so this is Scott. Once again, I thank you for watching. Please do spread the word. I do expect that this will probably get a lot of comments, some disagreement, and that's good because hopefully in the near future Zynga will address this officially and let us all know what we can and can't do. For now, this is Scott, the Mafia Video Guy, signing off. Have a terrific day.